Courts are closed after Newberry Township police say there was a large fight that ended with an arrest. What happened and why some kids showed up today? Surprised to see the lock on the fence.
Criminals target a church congregation.
As soon as there's gift cards involved, we see your radar sort of comes up.
What scammers were after and why this wasn't the first time it happened.
A special cruise for those who serve.
It'll be a special time for all of them.
How veterans were honored on the pride of the Susquehanna.
And a more than 100-year-old tradition in Terry Hill Cemetery.
Aim, fire. Aim, fire.
The fallen who were honored and remembered on this Memorial Day.
WGAL News 8 at 10 starts now.
New tonight out of York County, a woman is facing charges and residents are locked out of their community parks after a large-scale fight. Good evening. I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz.
And I'm Michael Fuller. Newberry Township police say it happened at Valley Green Village last night and that the woman was armed with a knife. News 8 Sarah Metz is in Newberry Township with what residents are saying.
Newberry Township, Valley Green Village west of Saab, 2 North Conley Lane. Assault class 2.
Chaotic and potentially dangerous. That's how Newberry Township police described the large fight at Valley Green Village on Sunday night. Police say it involved adults and kids, and they needed additional resources to get the situation under control. And this wasn't the first time. Last month, police say more than a dozen underage kids, including some who did not live in the community, were caught fighting at the courts.
It says no trespassing, but kids don't listen.
Residents tell me they came to the courts today to play basketball or tennis, but they found these locks on the fence.
When I first came down, it was a little disappointing because I spend all day, every day here.
I'm actually very upset because I wanted to play basketball.
When I decide to come down here and I see that I'm not allowed to, it makes me really upset that I can't have fun.
People who live here say the courts were under construction for a while and they reopened not long ago.
We just paid for a new basketball hoop and a dog park, and now they're shutting it down, and that's not fair. And from what I understand, the incident occurred outside of the basketball hoops.
Nothing to do with basketball. No basketball game, no basketball court, nothing.
What are you going to do, shut down the parking lot? That's not fair.
Ivy, Tessa, and Sophia say they were not told when the lock would come down and the courts will open back up. But they're hoping it's sometime soon.
It's almost summertime, so what are we supposed to do? Sit in our really hot houses and do nothing for the rest of the summer?
The kids that are not involved in these situations shouldn't be punished for it, and especially not the people paying the HOA.
Police did not release the name of the woman who was arrested yet or say what she was charged with, but they did say that more charges are pending for other adults and kids who were involved in Sunday's fight. In Etter, Sarah Metz, WGAL News 8.
Well, now over to the Storm Team forecast with a live look over Gettysburg, Ephrata, and Carlisle. Rain is moving out and the warm weather is moving in.
Which we love the sound of that. We got meteorologist Ethan Houston here. Ethan, what do we have on tap for tomorrow?
Temperatures finally getting back up above average. We get some peaks of sunshine. The rain not entirely done, but most of the valley will likely stay dry for your Tuesday. Outside right now, temperatures still holding out in the 60s to lower 70s. That's because we have some higher humidity in the air left over from the rain that we've had over the past couple of days. 66 right now in Lancaster, 67 if you're joining us from Harrisburg. We are watching the potential for some fog. Right now, visibility across the valley is at 10 miles. That's pretty good, but we are dry. Now on live Local 8 radar and the Storm Team Live Radar Network, but we do have some passing clouds, and we'll keep the clouds around through the night tonight. On that 24-hour forecast, may see some areas of fog developing as we head through the night tonight with lows down into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Tomorrow, we'll get some peaks of sunshine. Temperatures will top off near 80 degrees with a slim chance for some spotty showers. But we're making Wednesday an impact day because that's our next round of steadier rain, likely in the morning. But much of this week ahead, temperatures likely close to seasonal averages, and the weekend ahead looks like it is going to be dry. We'll talk more about all of this coming up in the 10-day forecast in a few minutes.
All right, Ethan, thank you. And a York County man was arrested after police say he shot at his neighbor in Conewago Township. Northern York County Regional Police say that 44-year-old Paul Inman fired a gun at his neighbor during a dispute last night about property lines. The shots were fired just before 6:30 last night on Locust Point Road. No one was injured. Inman is charged with aggravated assault and reckless endangerment.
Well, in York County, scammers have targeted members of a local church. Parishioners say they got an email asking them to buy hundreds of dollars worth of gift cards, pretending to be the pastor of the church. A member of the congregation said this isn't the first time someone has impersonated the pastor asking for money.
Well, to tell you the truth, it was so well done, I thought, well, it must be real. There are a lot of elderly in church congregations, and unless you really think it through, it's easy to get trapped in it.
And the FTC reminds people that if a text message looks suspicious, well, it probably is. So if you get a specific text, to resist the pressure to act immediately and stop and talk to someone you trust. And in Lancaster County, police are looking for this person in connection to credit card theft. Manheim Township police say a victim got a fraud alert on their Home Depot credit card. That was earlier this month. Police say when they checked the account, they found 3 unauthorized transactions totaling almost $1,700. So anyone with information is asked to contact police.
And on this Memorial Day, a more than 100-year-old tradition continued in Lancaster County.
Yeah, the New Holland Band played this morning as 15 veterans marched into the Terry Hill Cemetery. You can hear that march going. This was one of the 12 cemeteries the United Veterans Council of New Holland visited. Members of the community watched as flowers were laid at the grave of Marine David Good, who died back in 2025. He was the last veteran buried in the cemetery.
To me, it shows respect that there's a lot of people that do show up.
It means that all these people here are showing respect for the veteran that passed away, for all the veterans that have gone.
The pilgrimage, as they call it, made its first stop at 7 this morning and ended before noon at the New Holland Community Memorial Park.
And stay with News 8 as we continue to honor Memorial Day and see how students from the Susquehanna Valley took part in events at the nation's capital.